Hi, so welcome to this module on the vagus nerve and neuromodulation devices. So I've put this in various areas because it is quite important when we're talking about migraine. And I find it's really helpful and supportive of this journey. And I'm so excited because I've been following this journey with the vagus nerve and neuromodulation devices for quite some time. And it's been really integral in my recovery journey and management. And I've probably been using them for about 5 to 7 years now. And the evidence was really from the US. And Dr. Bay has done some clinical studies on the vagus nerve and neuromodulation devices and migraine and vestibular migraine. And the clinical evidence out there is really strong on these. And so we're finding this development is coming out more and more. So what is the vagus nerve? So it's a nerve that runs from the skull or from the brain through the neck down here, through the chest. It runs through, for example, the lungs, the diaphragm, runs through the heart, it runs through the digestive system, and it ends in the urinary tract. And from there, it branches out. So it can have far-reaching effects on the body, but also on the nervous system as well. So different vagus nerve stimulators can do different things depending on the strength and focus that they have, if you like. But you can also do some manual stimulation. And I provided you a handout so that you can read through this, and it will talk about manual stimulation for the vagus nerve and why that's important and how it interacts with the nervous system, and also that kind of diagram so that you can see those far-reaching effects, but also then on the neuromodulation devices that you might find really helpful to consider for your own journey. So I'm going to talk you through kind of a couple of the options that I've got here and then how they can be helpful for you. So first up is Gammacore. So Gammacore was the first one, the first neuromodulation device that I came across. And this was really from America, and they've got a UK distributor as well. You do need to get sign off from your neurologist or a GP, for example, to be able to use this, but it is privately funded. It can be quite pricey. So a 3-month subscription, I don't know if it's the same now, but it was £380. So it's quite a budget, but basically it's a handheld device. You use it with some electrolyte gel. You place this on your neck on this side. Then you place the device, you would turn it on, and with your 3-month rolling subscription, you have a card and it activates the device. You turn that on, it stimulates for about 2 minutes, and you will see your lip being pulled, and that's when you know you've got the vagus nerve with this device. So you do 2-minute stimulation, then you wait, and then you do 2 more minutes. Now, depending on what you've got going on at the time, you can use this device for prevention. So it's quite good to be using it daily for prevention. And then if you get into acute scenarios where you're having a migraine, you can use this for a migraine attack. And you can go through different series of times that you use this for that purpose. Now, this is handheld, it's portable, it comes with a portable charger, for example, but the costing I do find is a bit of an issue. Now, and on a little side note to that, the person that was working for Gammacore then decided to set up his own, which is called Pulsetto. So I actually transferred from using Gammacore over to Pulsetto a couple of years ago, and I really like this device, and it's a lot more cost effective than Gammacore if your budget is kind of a consideration, and for most people that is. So this one works very similar in that you've got the nodes here that stimulates the neck, and you wear this one around your neck, and again you use some electrolyte gel when you're using it. This one you pair with your phone, and there's an app, and you just download the app, and then you place this on your neck here, you turn it on, and then there's different settings. So with Pulsetto, there is 2 different ones. There's a light version and a fit version. They both do the same job, but it just depends whether you want the extras basically with it or not. You can always contact me. I'm happy to talk you through both. Now, with the Pulsetto, like I said, it's got 5 settings. So it's got a stress setting, anxiety setting, sleep setting, pain management, and burnout. So it can be really good for a whole host of different conditions. And again, you can use it as much or as little, and you can interchange those different settings depending on what you need. So for migraine management, this is really good. Now, in terms of clinical studies, Gammacore at the moment is the only one that has got the clinical studies attached to it. So Dr. Bay, he's sort of a top migraine neurologist. He has done some clinical studies on these, and there is others as well on Gammacore. You can go and look those up. I think I've put links in the data that I've given you. Now, however, over time, you will find Pulsetto are putting money into clinical evidence now. So although you won't see Pulsetto talking about migraine on their website specifically, it's the same mechanics. So, and also I think it's the same strength, because I find this just as helpful as the Gamcol, but it's a lot less money. So that's my personal opinion, but it's something worth bearing in mind and looking into. So you place this here, depending on the setting, it will be anything from 2 minutes up to pain management, which is 20 minutes. And then it will talk you through, and it will tell you if you're still experiencing symptoms after this amount of time, you can repeat the process. So this is really flexible. I find this, again, like I say, really effective. You can travel with it as well. You can buy a travel case so that you can make it portable, and the charging lasts really long on this. So depending on how much you're using it, you probably only need to charge it every couple of weeks. So this is ideal, and it comes with cushions as well if you're going for the higher rated one, so that you've got more comfortable options. Okay, then we're going to go into Sensate. So this is Sensate device. This is like an egg-shaped device. You wear this around your neck. Now Sensate, I find that people have a preference over which one they enjoy, but I find Sensate not as strong as Pulsetto, and certainly not as strong as Gammacore. And it's mainly designed for stress and anxiety related things. And I often give this to people with things like IBS, for example, because it's really good for controlling that stress response when it's certainly governing the digestive system, for example. You turn this on, and again, you pair it with your phone. The settings on here, they last for around 5 minutes. And you place this over kind of your breastbone here, and it will gently vibrate at different speeds, and it will go through the program. Tend to find that people find this really relaxing. They actually kind of probably prefer the sensation of this one as opposed to Pulsetto. So it's just kind of weighing up what you enjoy and what you like. And I find people that have got sensory issues, perhaps like with ADHD and things, often they prefer this over this, because again, it's something around your neck. But each individual is going to choose what's right for them. And then you would do that. There's also soundscapes, meditations and stuff like that you can pair with this, which is on the app, and you can choose to turn that on and off. And that's also the same with Pulsetto. They've got the same kind of functionability with those soundscapes as well. So you can pair the two together. I often find these are really helpful as well with people that if you say to them, go and do some breath work, go and do some yoga, go and do some meditation, and they just want to punch you in the face because actually that's the last thing they feel like doing. You often find neuromodulation devices can be really helpful because it is a tool that you're using as opposed to you having to put in a lot of the hard work. So these are really, really good options. And if you go over to my website, on my shopping page, there is a discount code for you to use for all of these devices. And I believe with most of them, they offer a money-back guarantee as well. So you can kind of try them out. If you don't think they were for you, you can return them and get your money back. So these two you're buying outright, and there's no more cost to them, whereas with the Gammacore, this is a rolling subscription. So I hope this is helpful. If you do want any advice or information, you can always contact me. I'm more than happy to talk through. And if you are local to me, and I know I've got clients all over the place, I do offer a service where you can borrow one for a week as well to see if it's for you. But I appreciate many of you will be all over the country and perhaps the world. So hopefully this has been helpful, but I find that they are very integral to somebody's journey and certainly very supportive towards the nervous system, but also migraine management itself. Okay, take care.